Hello. We're going to play some Crazyhouse chess. Hello. So, just a quick introduction. If anyone is joining who doesn't know about Crazyhouse, Crazyhouse is a variant of chess. So it's very similar to chess in that all the pieces move the same way as in chess. Almost all the rules are the same. However, in Crazyhouse, if you take a piece from your opponent, like I just took a pawn, now I have a pawn in my hand. And on my move, I can make a normal chess move, or I can drop a piece from my hand onto the board. And, fun ensues. Okay. So I'm going to try to mostly play games that have an increment, and that way I'll be able to commentate a little bit on my thought process. But okay, if no one wants to play with an increment, we can make do. Ooh, we got a queenside castle. Oh, I should have, oops, I should have probably taken the queen. It'll take me a minute to wake up, don't worry. Don't worry. Alright. Let's see if we can get a game with increment. 5 plus 5 is a bit long for my taste. But maybe we should go for that. Alright, why not? Okay, Zugzwanga Gambitov. Nice. Whoa. Threaten checkmate. Always threaten checkmate. By the way, if anyone's listening, wants to challenge me, just make sure it is Crazyhouse and has some kind of increment, like at least 2 or 3 seconds. And if anyone wants to chat, then send me some kind of message or comment or something. So I fixed my, I think I fixed my microphone setup. Like previously, like my microphone is on a stand that is attached to my table just with like a vice grip thing. And the thing is my table is it's one of those like cheap plastic tables that you get, and the edge of it is beveled. It's like slanted. And so the vice grip, if you tighten it enough to hold the microphone up, it also kind of if you tighten it that much, the slanted edge, the bevel makes the whole thing kind of sag or tilt, and then it just slowly falls off if I'm pushing the microphone around, to put it in front of my face. It just progressively like destroys the setup, and then at some point I destroy it completely and it falls off in the middle of talking. So what I did was I just took some screws, like wood screws, and just screwed them into the plastic of the table on the very edge, and that basically raised it up a little bit. And now seems more solid. We'll see. All right, what are we doing in this chess game? So he probably doesn't want to take back here. Let's see if I take. So I have a little bit of safety for my king. I'm not that safe. It would be better if I were castled, but right now I'm gonna try to take maximum advantage of the opportunity where the opponent's king is somewhat exposed. And it's a little bit hard for him to plug this up. So I could get a rook if I wanted to. Does he have a threat here? I don't think he has a threat. But trading the bishops is not great either. Sort of opens up his rook. I mean, a funny thing would be bishop at g7, bishop from hand at g7 to defend my bishop, and then he could take, and then we could have a threefold repetition, which is pretty rare, obviously. But or I could just take the rook. Is that bad? Is it good? Is it fine? I don't know. I wanted to go knight at f3 in order to develop my knight, but I think he can. If I take back with the knight, then he has bishop takes f2. So maybe I shouldn't do that. Takes, bishop f2. Like bishop takes f2, king takes f2, knight at g4 check is like fairly annoying. He's also kind of threatening bishop at d2. I don't really know what to do. No, I don't think he can do bishop at d2 right now because queen takes and the bishop is pinned. Knight here. I'm going to go here, and I'm defending c2, and also I'm putting pressure here. So I don't know if I'll be able to just go here immediately, because then maybe bishop here. Oh, he just took this. Okay. Guess I want to take this way, otherwise bishop is coming to c2. He can sack now on f2 if he wants. I guess my next move will be knight to f3 just to develop, attack the bishop. Okay, now he is threatening this. Ooh, that's a bit of a nasty threat. Okay, we better go knight this way to defend. Hopefully we'll get to castle. He might go like bishop f4. Then I think I castle, bishop takes rook. What? Wait, why? I don't understand this. Oh, if I take, bishop takes, then I can't castle. But I don't, yeah, can't I just castle now? I don't get it. Maybe it was a mouse slip? What was his idea? Is he coming here? I don't get this. He could do like 3 bishops. That would be pretty funny. He could have done that last move, but he could do 3 bishops. Come on, 3 bishops. Okay. The rook or the knight? I think I would rather that my opponent not have a knight in hand. And I think here... Okay, I wanted to take here, but then he put something on e3. Although we can do that anyway. I have in the back of my head the possibility of knight at d7. I don't think it's actually good. Maybe it's just not good at all because this pawn is not really hanging at all. I mean, the pawn is not defended by the bishop, but it is defended by the queen. Yeah. Okay, I think we just go here and now defend this. We're also hitting the knight. This pawn is weak, so I want to attack that if possible. I do always have the possibility of bailing out a little bit, taking this bishop with check. Like he might go pawn here or here and hit my rook. I guess in that case I should probably preserve the rook for a little bit. Yeah. I think I should preserve the rook. Well, it's not clear. I can win a knight right now. I mean, okay, let's see. Rook takes bishop. Pawn takes rook. Bishop takes knight. Free knight. Woohoo. And then bishop takes knight. Check. King takes bishop. What does he have in hand? He has 2 rooks and a knight. The knight cannot deliver check, but he can drop a rook like here, for example, b3. And this is creating problems for me. And I don't think I have an attack immediately. And there's a lot of pawns kind of bearing down on my king position. But maybe it's just clearly better that way. Alright, I might be walking into the jaws of death, but it's a free knight. So, free knight. Like if the opponent has no diagonal pieces, no bishops and pawns or queens in hand, and so it's hard to, like, if the opponent did have those things, then I would be in trouble with those guys, checking me and forcing me to expose myself more. But okay, so he can sack his rook for a pawn. That might be his plan. So if pawn is coming here, so let's see. Okay, maybe that's a good plan. I certainly cannot stop him. Well, I suppose I could drop a knight here, but then he could get a knight. Let's see. So bishop g1, bishop at g1, rook takes, bishop takes, pawn at d3, and then, yeah, this is worrisome. I mean, like, if bishop takes, pawn takes, king takes, then, like, queen here is checkmate, or it leads to checkmate. So bishop here, rook takes. Possibly I should just run right now. But then rook at f1. It would be better if I have some kind of attack, but I do not have some kind of attack. Alright, well, we gotta go. Alright, let's just do this. So we're expecting quite plausibly rook at f1. He may also just take this pawn. If he gives me a chance, I will go king to d2. Okay, he went this way. That makes more sense. If I drop a bishop, if I drop a blocker, he's getting an additional piece. I think I don't want to do that. I really want to just get some kind of attack. This is maybe becoming an expensive attack because I'm not taking the time to try to defend my king. I'm just trying to get some kind of attack. But that's probably the right move right now because there is room to attack, but also I'm about to be under a ton of pressure. So like rook at, yeah. And I'm just kind of hoping, I may just be made it, but I'm kind of hoping that I can escape. There's like some squares. He has a pawn in hand. It's quite dicey, but... Oh, that's checkmate? Oh, because the knight. Okay, well, there you go. Checkmate. Well, that was a lot of talk for a lot of losing. Yeah, I didn't see the knight was... Hello. No? No chess? Come on, play chess. $30 seconds. Okay. It's ridiculous time control. Why am I playing this? Ridiculous time control. Okay. Come on, play chess. Go, chess. This is the third time that this has happened. This guy just, starts a 30-second game, plays 3 moves, and then resigns. That's so weird. I mean, it's free rating points, I guess, but... The rating points are a little bit hollow if it's just the guy resigns after 3 moves for no reason. Maybe he doesn't like me. or she, or they. Or Z. Oh, we can review that game that we lost while we're waiting for an opponent. Okay, well, we have a 2-minute game here. So this is no increment. So I may have to go a little bit quieter. But I like to talk, so maybe I'll talk. SDAFX. SDAFX. It's sort of like Jadzia Dax, except with extra letters. So I like this little setup here where basically my threat is I'm just going to sack. Okay, so this is for the crowd. So we're just going to sack our bishop and queen for 2 pawns. And you're like, what are you doing? Sacrificing a queen and a bishop for 2? But, you know, look at this king. Totally naked. Very embarrassing. Like, actually, I got a 3rd pawn, and I got my knight, which is like way 1 million squares away from the king. And now it's actually in striking distance of the king. It's helping support an upcoming attack. And now what do we have? So we got these squares covered by our knights. We want to get in here. We want to pressure. But we don't have that much in hand, so we have to be frugal. And the king has some safe squares is part of the issue. It's possible we should drop a pawn on g4. And the reason is that, like, if I go... Wait a minute. Well, what if I go knight at... Okay, knight at g4. If king comes here... Yeah. Okay, I think I'm going to go pawn here. And my point is something like... I'd love to have a knight here. So that's going to take care of these 2 squares. Oh, interesting. Okay, I think he will take with the rook. But now we can... This is always nice. It's a little bit of queen football, where we're probably going to maybe get a tempo here on the queen. Unless he takes this pawn. Well, then we'll still get a tempo. But it's a bit of queen football where... Okay, I dropped a piece. And I'm attacking his queen. So he's going to move his queen, probably. And now it's my move again. Because, you know, if your opponent moves... then it's your move again. That's how chess works. And that means that you get to put more pieces down on the board. I'm not quite destroying him. So let's see, rook check. If he comes back here, I think he's mated because knight check, king here, pawn check. Oh no, then he goes here. Oh, this is double check, so that's mate. And likewise here. Okay, so king, what if king comes up? Then... Okay, I think I'm going to do this. Oh my god, it's 2 minute with no increment. Ugh. Okay, well, we're just done because it's 2 minute with no increment. Terrible. I was winning. Screw everyone. Okay. Never play Crazyhouse without an increment. Okay, here's a 1 second increment. The worst increment. Because you're like, okay, there's an increment, but it's not enough increment. Sorry for screaming into the mic, if I screamed into the mic. If I didn't scream into the mic, then I'm not sorry. Wonder how the sound is. Oh, we started the game. Okay, here we go. Doesn't actually make sense for me to take this unless I have to, because my knight is better than his bishop at the moment. So I guess I allowed this open file for his rook, but I'm not too displeased. Oh no, he might take that. That's all right. I'm not too displeased because I like these pawns. These are nice. This is a nice pawn formation structure thing. It'd be cool to sack. Oh, I didn't expect that because this is a backward bishop. And now I am threatening to sack. Oh, okay. Lost the queen. No big deal. Don't worry about it. I am still threatening his bishop, although we probably have bigger things to, bigger fish to fry. Bigger fish to fry. Okay, maybe I better defend. This is not so great. Whoa. Okay, I didn't see that coming. I still don't see it coming, I guess. So he's going to drop a pawn on attacking my bishop, and then I'm going to do a little tradey dance. No, okay. He may... No, okay. Alright, I'm panicking a little bit. I think I'm just really worried about bishop takes g2. He might even do that right now. Which would be kind of wild, like sacrificing like a bishop and a... Okay, he didn't do that. Also worried about this pawn here. Well, I can't defend both. So I should at least defend one. Oy Gavolt. Oh, this is mate. Okay. Queen here is mate. That was fun. I think my opponent did accept. Okay. So game 2 against Oscar Ortega, 23-63. That's a good rating. I'm probably going to... My opponent's position is really good because of the 23-63. Okay. I sort of want to induce this. No, okay. So I'm defending my h6 pawn because if this pawn moves, then he's looking at a sack here. Oh, this is some... Okay, this is some, like, guy who knows the opening business. Whoa. Didn't see that coming. Now, can I get away with taking this? I think it's bad whether or not I take... Okay, so takes, king here. Knight takes, rook maybe, bishop takes, rook takes. The issue is like dropping a pawn on h. Okay, we have to just go because time control. Maybe I intermezzo. No, okay. Oh, is he going here? What can I do? Okay, pawn here. So I may have to give a queen, which is actually really bad because it can come to h. Oh, he actually just has mate immediately, so I have to take this. We're just dead. He had rook at h, dropping from hand to h7, checkmate. Yeah, and he still has it. Okay. Well, that's why they pay. That's why they pay him the big bucks. Queen at g8 is checkmate. Is he trolling me now? Okay. So back in this game, what happened? So I guess I was doing poorly. Why was I doing poorly? Well, supposedly this is really bad. The thing about the opening is that the opening is actually like the hardest part of the game, in a sense, because in the opening you can't lose immediately because the opponent can't. Well, it's possible to lose immediately if you want to, but as long as you're not like leaving great big holes in your position, you usually don't lose immediately in the opening. So in that sense, it's easier to not completely screw up. However, you're making these consequential decisions that are consequential but kind of like far away from how they're consequential, if you see what I mean. Like, you're going to make like a decision about your pawn structure, and then 10 moves later that's going to determine how safe or not safe your king is, or how easily you can develop. Like, you left some pawns in the way of your bishop or your knight. And it's hard to foresee that because it's several moves away. Whereas like in the middle game, especially in Crazyhouse, for the most part, there's positional play, strategy, control, but for the most part, you're playing fast-paced, tactical, double-edged, kind of like just, play really good defense or play really good offense and try to get one over on your opponent on the time scale of like a few moves, like 1 to 5 moves. But in the opening, it's like you're making decisions for the time scale of like 10 moves, 15 moves. So in that sense, it's harder. And I don't know how to play the opening. Basically, what in fact I do is just, I have some repertoire of a few different ways of playing, and I just use those. And it's not necessarily good, but I can kind of get away with it. I always am suspecting that I'm kind of leaving utility on the table, leaving advantage on the table, and I could, especially against like more expert players who are better prepared and who actually know openings and know how to take advantage of the weaknesses that I create. So that's a way I could improve in theory. In practice, it's more fun to just play chess rather than think about things like openings. So I could trade this. That might actually be better. Like, where's the knight coming? It can come here or here or here. I can go like queen here and then like knight check. Knight plays one of these checks and then king here. I'm safe at the moment, but I don't like that because like knight check, king here. I guess he has this actually. So queen here, knight check. I definitely don't want to come here because then the knight is getting a discovered check. And if I come here, knight check, takes the pawn with check. Of course, I don't have to put my queen here. I can put it elsewhere, like here or here. If I put it here, then knight here check. If queen here, then knight here or here check, followed by king to f1. Knight can take this pawn. It's not terrible, but I think I'm just better, actually. Well, see, the thing is, this way... Ooh. Didn't really see that coming. Or like I saw it right before he did it, but only after I took here. This is fairly bad. Okay, never mind. This is quite bad. Maybe I'm escaping. Huh. I guess I should just take. So we're going to get, I think we get one move to defend now. And how do we use our one move? We get one move of defense. If bishop here, then queen might just take. Do I have anything forceful? Knight check, king here. Knight check. If pawn takes, then rook check, king here. Okay, what are his actual threats? So queen check followed by taking on f2. How about rook here to g3? Oh, he might go pawn at h4? No. Wow. Okay. I didn't expect this. Really? I don't know why I'm so incredulous. I don't feel this is sufficiently okay, now do I take or do I fall back? Taking is very, very risky just because, you know, getting your king up. However, I don't actually see how it's bad right now. Like, I have several escape routes. And he doesn't have that much stuff. Okay, let's see. Check here, check here, check. Let's just go here. Okay. Oops. Okay. Whoa. Well, now I think we're winning. Is this going to be a slog or what? I don't think so. I have this. He could drop a pawn here. Yeah. Can I just take? Or I could take here. Let's take here. I could just fall back. But I don't think I need to fall back. Let's just fall back. No, he does have some annoying stuff here. Like rook takes bishop and then bishop takes a1. So let's stay forceful. Oh. Okay, true. Okay, I think I would go here. We always remember we have two queens. So we put a queen on the board, but we still have a queen in hand. So if a queen will mate by dropping, we can do that. So for example here, you have to remember you have two queens. It's sort of abnormal to get two queens in hand because the opponent has left the game. That's very rude. I don't know if they got disconnected or if they are mad and they left, but this is extremely rude. If the opponent is like intentionally leaving, I'm bored. Like I might just block this person. KB Nation. Like you can't just like resign or play the final move and get checkmated. That's fine. Like if you're mad from losing a game, that's understandable. I get mad from losing games. You know, I mean, my rating is less than the opponent's rating. I think I'm going to ask this person what happened because I could just block them, but how do I send a message? You know, it's possible that they got disconnected or they had a family emergency and had to run away or something. But it's pretty suspicious for that to happen right before the end of the game. And it's just very rude to leave your opponent to sit there because you couldn't like resign or play the final move. Anyway, like I was saying, it's sort of abnormal to get two queens. Like if you think about it, most pieces in chess, there's like a lot of them, if you see what I mean. Like there's 8 pawns. Each side has 8 pawns. Each side has 2 bishops, 2 knights, 2 rooks. And so it's not weird to get 2 bishops, because there's a lot of bishops on the board. And also you're less worried about trading bishops and knights because they're just bishops and knights. But with queens, you're like, well, maybe I shouldn't lose my queen. And then, you know, like in order to get 2 bishops in hand, you can just take your opponent's 2 bishops, and then you have 2 bishops in your hand. But in order to get 2 queens in hand, if you think about it, first of all, you have to take your opponent's queen. So, okay, you can do that. But then you also have to have you have your queen on your board. That's fine. So you sort of have it, but if you want to have it in your hand, you can't just take it into your hand. You have to lose your queen. So your opponent has to take your queen. And then they have to put it back on the board, and then you have to take it. And you also have to have had a queen. You also have to, if you want to get 2 queens in your hand, you also have to have taken your opponent's queen. And then you also have to keep your opponent's queen that you took still in your hand, while your opponent has your queen that you lost. Well, your opponent has that and then puts it on the board, if you see what I mean. That was probably more complicated than it needed to be, but I'm just saying, you see what you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean. So it's weird to get 2 queens in your hand, but if you have 2 queens in your hand, you have, that's important. You have more attacking possibilities than if you have 1 queen in your hand in many situations. So you have to remember that you have 2 queens in your hand. And if your opponent has 2 queens in your hand, you have to remember that your opponent has 2 queens in your hand. Okay, what's going on here? So my king is, I think, reasonably safe, although my opponent does have a fair amount of like pressure. I can get a rook if I want, but I don't know. I guess a rook here would be kind of cool. Yeah, let's get a rook. Why not? I think I take this one. So that way he has to kind of retreat. So now this rook is, whoa, because I took this one, so now this rook is not, no longer staring down the half-open h-file. How bad is this? Bishop takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. I really wanted to put my rook here, but maybe it's not good with this. Maybe I put it here? Or maybe that's kind of dumb. Oh, I didn't see that coming. Well, guess I go here. Okay. So this rook is a very important defending piece on the back rank. Okay, that's reasonable. Bishop here? I don't know. I can always get a pawn if I want. Of course, conversely, he can always get a bishop if he wants. Ooh, wait. Don't forget this. Don't forget our rook. Might like to take this at some point, but this is looking rather questionable on the back rank. Like even if bishop here, he might go rook at b8, pinning the bishop, so I can't take the queen, and then rook takes, queen takes. I don't have another rook in hand. I can go rook here, but again he can drop a rook on the back rank. See, takes, rook here, takes, check. I drop something here. Rook drops here. I don't know. I think I'm in big trouble on the back rank, actually. Well, now I'm just out of stuff, actually. This is a bit sad. It's sort of going out with a whimper rather than a bang. Honestly, I'd kind of like it if king takes pawn, because then this would have been check. Maybe I should just resign, because, yeah, let's just resign. We got to respect the 2380. So it's very important. Dignitary in the Crazyhouse world, I guess. 2382. Pacific Dreams. Well, this isn't good. Oh. Ah. Sorry, guys. Not playing too good right now at the moment. Queen here, check. I guess if queen here, check, I go knight at d2. I do have this pressure. It's the saving grace. Also, if this queen moves off of this diagonal, then knight check. Knight from hand to c7 check would be pretty cool. Disrupting the king from castling, and also... Okay. I thought this was okay because... Oh, wow. So he has made me expend this knight, and now... He may take this. I think the queen's actually trapped, but... So knight here, check, maybe? Actually, I'm not sure what he's going for. Rook there. I don't know. I mean, he's threatening this, but... Maybe that's his... Maybe that's the point. Oh, he was sort of... Yeah, okay. He was also threatening this knight. That was probably his point. A little fork-a-rooney. But we can defend a rooney. So he's still threatening this now. I can defend with queen here. So this is a real threat, right? Bishop takes, 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 takes. Takes, takes. Yeah, so he can get all these three pieces for these two pieces. So that's not good. So I guess we should defend. If I get a chance, I just want to bail out of having my king here and just go bishop e2 and castle. And the opponent's stuff is on this side, so then my king should be reasonably safe. This is like a weird situation. My opponent keeps like needling me. So I think if I take with the rook, then opponent will go knight here, forking my stuff, which I don't necessarily want to allow. So I think I'll take with the queen. Wait a minute. Okay, so if bishop here, then... Okay, let's not do that. Let's go queen here or here. Let's go queen here to pressure that knight. Uh-oh. So now he has knight check. So my king is now disrupted. Not too surprising that ended up happening, but there you go. If knight check, I think I go here. Okay, so now if I take with the queen, queen takes, king takes. Or actually, if I take with the queen, then knight comes to e4 check. So that's pretty bad. If I go back, that might be better. Although it's extremely risky because if I go back, he can take my bishop. If I go here, the rook to e1 is checkmate. Rook at e1 is checkmate, and then if I go here or here, rook at d2 wins my queen, but that's probably the best I can get. He might go rook at e1 check, driving my king up. Or maybe I should go here. So we are almost certainly losing, but it's not complete. It's not like hopeless, hopeless, hopeless. It's only hopeless, hopeless, I would say. Why isn't it completely, completely hopeless? Well, I don't know. Maybe it is. I guess I just feel that if my opponent had a few more pieces in hand, I would probably just resign. But my opponent doesn't have a few more pieces in hand. Until now. Okay, now it's kind of hopeless, hopeless, hopeless. Yeah. All right, here's my last ditch stupid trick. If he trades here, then I get knight check, which will actually end with a mate threat. Yeah, okay, he didn't allow that. I don't have to resign if I don't want to. So my opponent has no knights, which is nice. I want to take this guy. Oh, okay. Whoops. Okay, and checkmate. Oh, my opponent had checkmate. Okay, you got me. I'll resign. Good game. Okay, let's see if we can breathe into the mic. So I'm going king here because, yeah, queen is coming here. Whoops, I just hung my knight. Oh, sorry, guys. Tis but a flesh wound. Okay, maybe I should go bishop at f8 to defend. Is that good? Bishop takes, bishop takes, bishop takes, bishop takes. Huh. Yeah, that's annoying. That's another move. I think I'm gonna go queen here. Make something happen. Got a little attack on this pawn, sort of defending something. Alright, can I get away with taking? So knight check, king here, not here because pawn at h7 check. So queen takes pawn, knight check, king here, bishop takes, or just immediately knight check wins a rook. But after he wins a rook, it is then my move, and I can take this. He castles. Or okay, bishop takes, knight check, bishop takes, pawn takes, discovered check from the rook. That does seem more responsible. Now bishop here. So I think he's just going to take this if I allow. So my bishop is doing a reasonable job at defending, but he can definitely make inroads. Like he might sack here, takes pawn here, and then knight check, for example. I think I want to go here, and I'm both looking at taking this knight and also giving myself a way to not take back here. All right, so he's threatening this, and this is also on pre because or will be on pre. So we have to do like a fork defense instead of a fork offense. Oh, he might just take my bishop. I think he's gonna no? Okay. Okay, we have like one chance to defend. Takes. I think we're just in big troubles. But maybe he'll move his queen. So yeah, takes, queen takes. But I didn't see like a mate immediately here. So I thought if I'm not mated immediately, that's something. Is he going to take my knight? That would be cool. If he mates me that way, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I think that is mate, actually, because queen takes knight. Okay, he didn't do it. Okay, hold on. So I did that just to get a pawn in hand. Check there. All right, I got nothing. Oh, huh. Well, I'm almost certainly dead, but if for some reason this isn't mate, then I'll have mate. I think it is. I think knight check, whatever. Yeah, he has mate. Only move was h6. So he can't actually. He has to mate me because queen here is mate. But I think knight. I think this is mate in one. Knight at f7 is mate in one. Surely he sees that. Okay, I think that my opponent is trolling me a little bit. It's kind of annoying. This is just checkmate. I mean, if he doesn't want to play checkmate, then there you have it. Oh, I could have done rook takes bishop, and then if knight takes queen at h4, picking up this knight. Picking up this knight is not actually good, I guess, because then knight at g6 forks the king and queen. Okay. I suppose I should just resign, because, yeah. He's really committed to the bet of not checkmating me. I mean, it would be funny if I could punish that. I don't think I can, but it would be funny if I could. Is it bishop? Okay, I got nothing. So I just bishop takes, pawn takes, and then knight at c2 was going to be check. So I wanted to defend c2. Now this is sort of precarious because if he has a diagonal piece like a pawn or a bishop, he can drop it on f2, which doesn't like mate me or win material, but it disrupts my castle and makes my king very, very suffocated, very claustrophobic. I wonder, okay, he can take this, but then I can just castle. Also, if he takes this, then knight here check wins the rook. I think we just go here, and then if he takes this, I take this, and if queen takes back, then is this a waste of a bishop or like a waste of a waste of a bishop? So bishop here, queen back. Maybe I go here. So my threat is basically knight takes bishop, pawn takes bishop, pawn takes knight, and then bishop takes knight. Okay, so he's defending that. Good job. It's also looking here. But I think I'm happy to take this. Oh, whoops. Okay. I didn't see that, but I think this is okay because now I get to do this thing. Check. Because the queen has moved. This is a threat. Queen. What are his threats? Queen here, check. Oh, now I can pin the queen to the king. I have two bishops in hand, so let's see. Bishop here, queen takes bishop. No. Bishop here, knight takes, bishop here, check. King here, rook, check. Alright, I'm not actually sure what's happening, but this is check, so okay. So we're definitely like under pressure here because, for example, okay, let's see, bishop check, king here, and then maybe just bishop takes pawn, or rook at somewhere. I really just want to get some kind of attack, basically. Bishop here, pawn, bishop. So my idea with this is basically just, if he takes, I take, and that's very risky because now he has a pawn, but I'm getting some, oh no. I didn't see knight takes this with check. Alright, I can't go there. Because bishop at g2 is mate. If I go here, then rook here is mate. Rook here is check. If I went... okay. Alright, so he's trolling me again. I don't know why people do this. I should maybe just block people who do this. Like, is it fun or like, so what my opponent is doing is like playing on, like my opponent didn't have to go pawn here check. They could have just dropped a pawn there with checkmate. Is it fun to play when you're winning? Or is it like you're extending the win? It's like I'm in a winning position and that just feels intrinsically good. Like I don't want to win the game. I just want to like be in a winning position. Is that what it is? Or is it like a fun, is it like a challenge? Like try to see if I can avoid losing by playing bad? Or is it like a power thing? It's like, haha, you have lost. Know my amazingness of that you have lost. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Well, he deserves it, I guess. What are the other things it might be? Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. I think you should just try to win. That's what we're here to. We're here to try to win. Like I don't need to resign for you. You can checkmate me. Like I think it's rude because you're sort of saying like, you're saying like you should know that I can win or something, and so you should just, or I don't know, something like that. Anyway, yeah. So it would have felt more natural to go here, but then if I drop my pawn here, I'm leaving this queen attack open, and then knight takes, king takes, queen takes, check, leads to mate. I mean, I'm definitely like lost here anyway. But well, all right, let's go here. So I can also go bishop here. The issue is bishop here, queen takes, bishop takes queen, rook takes. And now how am I defending? I think I'm not defending. So I should defend now when I still have the chance. And next move I can go bishop to f4 possibly. Or knight here to get a back rank defense. Huh. Interesting. Can I do this? So I might... Oh. Whoops. I didn't see that. No, rook takes bishop. Okay. And now he's going to not play checkmate for some reason. Okay, so you see he's like very clearly not playing checkmate, even though there's checkmate. It's kind of weird. Why are we doing this? I don't get it. I really don't understand. Okay, there we go. Okay, we got a checkmate now. Good job. I should have just sat. Like I should have just like gotten up to 2 minutes of my time, and then and then waited 2 minutes. But I don't know. I wish we would just play chess to win. You know. Ugh. Wait, really? Wait, he must have known that this was a thing I could do. So he must think it's... Oh my god. I'm not resigning. Screw you. Ugh. That's so bad. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to see those cross move things. It's a bit sad that it happened twice right in a row. Like queen takes bishop or whatever, and then queen takes whatever he took. All right. So he might be castling queenside. So I don't necessarily want to castle kingside immediately, because I want to have some strategic ambiguity. I think I want to try to trade this knight for this bishop. He might fall back, but um, So what if I go bishop at f4? No, I can't let him just take my rook and make a queen for free. That's ridiculous. Oh, if bishop takes, he has a queen in hand, and he can drop it on the back rank. That's kind of bad. That's what I would do. So I don't know if I'm playing especially poorly or not. The opponent is 300 points higher rated than we are. But rating points aren't actually a positional advantage. So we might just drop a rook here or a pawn here, like rook here to build up more pressure, pawn here to threaten the queen, make me lose a bishop for a pawn. He might castle. And what should I be doing? Well, I don't know. Now we have to remember this is not a real queen, which means if I take this queen, I only get a pawn. But it does move like a queen. So it's the worst of both worlds. So he's probably aiming to just take, king takes, and then knight here, something. Queen here. I can go pawn here, pawn here. Pawn here, knight takes, rook takes. I'm not sure what to do. You can also always go pawn here. Shoot. This is pretty busted. I mean, I think this leads to... This is mate in 2. Queen check, king here, knight here, yeah. Okay, there you go. So you do know how to play checkmate. Interesting. Oh, it was a good game. Okay, let's just play normal opening. This looks strange to me, but okay, so the queen is coming out. Fine. I don't know how to like respond in a way that takes advantage of the situation or whatever. I guess as long as the queen is here, it's not really... The c7 square is not that vulnerable. See, this looks weak to me. Like this pawn is kind of weak. It does have one defender, and if he moves it, then my bishop is like cutting in here. Knight here, pawn here. Okay, I think I'm just gonna castle. He may castle queenside. Now what? bishop here, here. Let's go rook here. I should try to figure out some sort of plan, maybe. Pawn here. Okay, bishop here, pawn here. Or bishop here, bishop takes, queen takes. Yeah, maybe bishop here. And then if bishop takes, queen takes seems fine. And then I'm getting e4. What's this about? Is he going here? Takes, takes. Then I fall back. Then he goes pawn here. Let's see, if he actually does that. So pawn, takes, takes, bishop back, pawn here. I suppose that's kind of bad. Alright, I'm going to take this. The rook is staring me down a little bit, but now he... Oh, I guess he still can do this. Okay, let's go here. So now we can go here, e5, given the chance. He may go e5 right now, but the knight is... Whoa, I didn't see this at all. So I guess he's going to go e5. I don't feel that badly about this. Okay, so knight there. Am I like in trouble right now? So the queen is staring at this. So this is kind of a threat in that like bishop, knight here, bishop takes, queen takes this, check, king here. It's not mating me, but it's kind of bad. So I guess we do this. Okay. Oops, he might intermezzo. Oh no, I didn't see that. I think he's going to take here. No, he didn't. I guess I'm happy to see that, because I think that would have been a good move. I'm out of time. The issue is like queen takes here is like a threat because the pawn's pinned this way by the bishop, but also if I had taken queen takes, pawn takes, and then queen at h1 is checkmate because the rook supports. So we're defending. Like if I hadn't done that, I think that knight here was going to be mate because if I take, then queen at g2 or h1. And if I move my king, then queen at g1 would have been checkmate. Because the knight would be supporting it. Okay, I may or may not have any hope, but if I do have hope, what's my hope? Well, my king is sort of defended-ish. Not super well, but a little bit. And his king is... I should maybe have intermezzoed there. I should have taken the opportunity to drop a pawn here. With check. And disrupt his castle. Kind of wish I'd done that. I can go bishop here and kind of fork the... okay. Well, I can do it now, but it doesn't... He just blocks, I think. Okay, I think I should... It's sort of costly because I don't really have much in hand at all. I have almost nothing. But... I guess things are kind of hopeless once again. And that's the way my opponent likes it. So I don't like it. Because chess is a zero-sum game. So anything that my opponent likes, I don't like. Okay, fine. I'll resign. Soon. Okay. Good job. I'm nothing if not persistent. Well, that's annoying. It's attacking my g7 pawn. And if I go here, let's just make my position even worse. In order to not admit that I have to move my bishop back to f7. Because not doing that. Let's try to get creative and at least, like, do something surprising. I feel like half the time my opponent doesn't even castle. So maybe we should be pressuring more in order to force... Well, how can I pressure more? Okay, let's go here. So my idea is I sack my knight for a pawn, and then I put the pawn here on e4, forking the knight and bishop, and this is a well-supported pawn. So he may... Well, I don't know what he'll do. He may move his knight or something. Oh, we have a challenge. Benicular Super. That's a 10-minute standard game. Hey, Benicular Super, I don't play standard. Thanks for the challenge, though, but I don't play standard because it's less funny than Crazyhouse, and I don't play it, so I'm not good at it. So we're doing our plan. That's nice. So thanks for the challenge. Are you watching? Is that... If you're watching, then hello. Thanks for watching. But yeah, I don't play standard. I also don't like to play without increment. So I could sack my bishop. It's probably not good because I don't have enough backing up that attack. If I had more stuff in hand, then I could try to get an attack by sacking here to remove the pawn as a defender. But I don't have stuff in hand. I was looking at bishop to here, but I think he just drops a pawn, or even, I suppose, moves this pawn. And then that looks a bit a little bit silly. Wow. I didn't expect that. Oh, because he's threatening mate. Okay. Yeah, I was not awakened to this possibility. I guess that my opponent is just better than me, which makes sense given that he's 300 points higher, but I would have thought... I don't know what I would have thought. It really does feel like he's better than me. Like, I didn't see this, and now I'm just, like, in huge trouble. So pawn here, bishop takes, or just pawn takes, bishop takes, takes, queen takes, rook takes. Oh, wait, if rook takes, I might have a move in between. Okay, well, I don't know. I think we're dead, but... Oh, maybe I should have just gone this way. I didn't see that either. That might have been better. Just king to e8, and then d7, and just abandon everything on the queen side, on the king side. Well, if pawn takes, I think I have to take this. He may just drop a pawn here, or move the bishop back here. Oh, he can also take this now. Okay. I don't know. We're only mostly dead. Not all dead. Okay, so now he's threatening pawn there. But no, we have some pressure. He may just take with the knight. No, okay. Let's go queen here. So now we have more pressure here, and we're threatening the knight. All right, I guess I have to take this. All right. I wanted to go f8, but the problem would have been bishop at if I go bishop at f8, then bishop at c7 would put a ton of pressure. Okay, at the moment I feel like I have some kind of something, by which I mean I'm not losing immediately, which is good. If it's an available option, you should not lose immediately. Oh, wow, he gave the queen. Wait a minute, takes, check. Okay, I didn't see what to do, so... Oh! God, I blunder all the time. That's unfortunate. I shouldn't blunder all the time. Alright. So queen here. And then play proceeds. Now, hold on. Knight check. He must take. Ah. Okay, I want to see if I missed a chance here. So let's see a computer analysis. I wonder if I had any actual chances in that game that I missed. So I'm playing the way I play with black, with this structure, but I'm playing it with white. For some reason, this seems to not actually go that well, but I feel like it should go well because I like the structure with black usually, and you know, if I'm playing it with white, then I'm like up a half tempo, or up a tempo relative to if I were playing it with black. So shouldn't it just be better? Wow, my opponent's so good at Crazyhouse. That's Crazyhouse. I want my opponent to come on, castle. Make your king safe so I can attack it. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have castled. So I don't understand this actually. Where is he going? Is he going here? Here? Maybe he's just trying to castle. He may just be trying to castle queenside. Well, okay, I can move my pawn up. Like he's pressuring me so much. I don't know how do I even stop this pressure? I can see it coming, but I don't know what to do. It's like climate change or AI killing everyone. Like everyone knows. Anyone who's anyone knows that artificial general intelligence is just going to kill everyone. We can see it coming, but we're like, what do we do about it? I don't know. Like, this is like AI coming to kill everyone. And I'm just like, yeah, I guess you're going to kill everyone. Good job. I want to like do some funny thing, but bishop is going to take it. I guess I can go here, and then if bishop takes, I kind of have some sneaky pressure on this diagonal. I have no idea what he's doing. Why did he move his queen here? Is he just like, he might just be not exactly trolling, but kind of trying to like give me a chance or something. Like this might have been a stall move to basically be like, okay, let's see you win a game ever. Challenge accepted. Okay, let's go here. So I'm pinning this pawn. Oh my god. That's pretty sad. I should spend more time playing chess and less time yapping. So I did this in order to defend this pawn. Likewise, that. I have no plan. So I can go bishop to g at g6. And if he takes. Yeah. So if he lets me take this, I will. Huh. Okay. Kind of surprised he let me take it. Maybe he knows something I don't know. We do have some holes in our position, like a knight might come to e3. Now, should I take this? I think it leads nowhere. I think I'm just totally out of pieces and I'm dead. but ugh. Yeah, this was no good. Okay. Like, I can take this, but it doesn't do anything. His king can just run away this way. So he's definitely kind of like playing funny. I think he's just basically like, you can't beat me, so I'm gonna not even attack you. I'm just gonna let you lose all your pieces and then resign, which is fair. That is what's happening. Oh my god. Okay. All right. All right. We gotta pay attention to which of our pieces are gonna get taken. Don't hang a piece, don't hang a piece, don't hang a piece, don't hang a piece. Why is this so strong? I don't know. God, he's unbeatable. It's unstoppable. It's inconceivable. Indubitable. Incorrigible. Intransigent. Interlocutor. Alright, if you're gonna troll, I can troll back too. Two can play at that game. You don't attack me, I don't attack you. It's a ceasefire. That's how ceasefires work. You don't attack me, I don't attack you. Okay. Don't lose a piece. Don't lose a piece. Don't lose a piece. Yeah, okay, so he was like, I'm threatening bishop takes, pawn takes, and then queen takes, but now he's defended that. Good work, good work. Okay, okay. So now I'm going to slowly improve. Because if he's not attacking me, I guess I can just take my sweet ass time. Is this good? I think so. Go bishop here. Go knight here. Ooh, I could go knight here. We should do that. We should go knight here. So knight here, bishop here. And then maybe I take? I don't know if I take. Maybe. Like he's totally trolling, which is fine. Or he's being nice. He's giving me like a chance. I guess you can look at everything in a positive way and a negative way. Let's go here. Takes. Here. So this might be like the very first time when I've had possibly a better position against my opponent. Okay, Now, I'm pretty sure that this is good because, like, if he takes my queen, I get a knight, and then my knight's coming here with, like, not exactly a checkmate threat, but a very strong threat. So he's plugged that up. Now I can take this knight, or I should probably make my queen safe. Don't hang the queen. So don't go here, or here, or here, or here, here, or here, or here, or here. Don't do any of those. Just do something other than those moves. Let's see, here, there, check. So he has pressure on this piece. Where is his pressure? His pressure here. I can be looking at taking this. I can also be looking at taking this. So I can go here and kind of have some pressure on this diagonal. On the other hand, that doesn't defend this. If I go here, I'm sort of defending this, but that's not very good. I can go here, keep the option of this, and sort of defend this. All right, I'm not sure what to do. This might be unnecessarily allowing risk. Also might be kind of preventing me from taking because... Okay, now let's go here. So I kind of just gained a move, if you see what I mean. In that, we ended up with my opponent kind of just wasted this move, basically. And I ended up moving my queen. Okay, let's go here and here. Oh, he tricked me. I thought he was going to take with the bishop. And by tricked me, I mean I just didn't know what he was going to do. Okay. Like, I'm pretty sure this is winning. I just need to... I think if I keep my wits about me, this should just be winning, winning, winning. So the main issue is, like, king is escaping. Like, I kind of just want to reflexively play rook check to, like, get my rook active. But the thing is, this allows the king to escape. So I think what we want to do... I think what we want to do is... Do I need an active bishop, or can I just put a nice defensive bishop here? Let's put a defensive bishop here, and we are cutting off the king. And if he tries to block, then we will just sack the bishop, which I think will be good. So this should be a win. So now we can get the rook in. And like if he blocks, basically anywhere he blocks, I can take it. Okay, so I can get a queen now. He has no attack. My king is safe. Unless I'm missing something. Like, this is the only square you'd even look at, but... Okay, now we have mate in 2. Queen check. If he goes here, this is mate. If he goes here, this is mate. Checkmate. Okay, good game. So it is technically, physically possible for us to win. We have now demonstrated this. Now we just need to not hang a piece every game. Good game. Thank you. That was fun. That was fun. Thank you to Pacific Dreams. Yeah, I shouldn't have... I guess in lichess, if you lose really, really quickly, then you you can't... It doesn't let you rematch. I think it's like I don't know, it's trying to stop you from like, I guess it thinks that you sort of, my sound isn't working 1 sec. Oh, okay. Oh, like, are you listening to my stream, or you want to hear your own, you just want to hear the pieces move? So my plan is basically to go bishop here. And just put some pressure on the opponent. Okay, now do we sack everything? Like, bishop takes, and then if pawn or knight takes, I can drop a pawn here, king takes, drop a knight here, sack another knight, pawn takes, knight takes, check. I've sacrificed a bunch of stuff, but the king is very disrupted. However, bishop takes, queen takes. Well, but if he does that, then I can go pawn here. Okay, this is, I don't need to do this. This is probably just bad, but you know what? I don't even know if it's bad, to be honest. It's definitely not winning immediately, and that suggests that it's bad. Probably, maybe, but so like if I go knight here, I can get a pawn. So like knight here, queen moves, knight takes pawn, checks, check, queen takes pawn, and then pawn drops to here or something here. Maybe that's not good. Queen takes, queen here, check. Queen here, check now. I don't know. Let's just be confusing for no good reason. Okay, I wanted to like, okay. I think I need to do some kind of defense, at least for a moment. Oops, I hung my queen. Well, that'll happen. So knight at e2, check, wins the queen. It's a mistake. Yeah. Huh. Oh, he could have gone queen at h3 check. That would have been even more devastating, but this is devastating enough, I guess. Yeah, so here and then... Oh no, here I have these two escapes, so it's still mate, but it takes a few more moves. Okay. Well played. So my opponent is VR Developer Robot. VR Developer, and rating is 2283. 2283. Is that a Babylon 5 here? 2283. Babylon 5. It's the start of the Earth Force, says the internet. Okay. Also, apparently in that game, I did not miss any opportunities. I was just lost the whole time. I don't know if that's good or bad, but so I don't know for sure if this is objectively good, but I think it's objectively good. Didn't want to allow the opponent to get 2 pieces for a pawn. Okay, I think we should just develop maybe here to get defense. I don't know if this is objectively good because you see it's not like I'm actually immediately like winning or mating. However, my opponent doesn't have all that much stuff. My opponent's definitely up a bunch of material because I sacrificed a bunch of material. But, I have this overbearing position on my opponent's king. So if I have some moves, if I have the opportunity, I can attack. Although this is quite troublesome, as in I'm checkmated? ? So I can't go here because rook here is checkmate. I can't block. I expected to be able to block, or like I just didn't even consider it. So this is very, very bad, actually. Well, lesson learned or something. I think this is mate. Knight check. King goes here or here. Well, no, I guess I go here. But, oh, maybe this is mate? Yeah, okay. GG. Okay, let's play our thing here. It's amazing how many times I just hung a piece to my opponent in the last session, the last series of games. I hung like 8 pieces. Kind of crazy. So to be honest, I don't mind this at all, really. Like, my opponent has used a bishop from their hand to take my, like, kind of useless rook on a1. And furthermore, my queen has ended up on this square, whatever square that is, a1. Whoa. Huh. I don't want to go back here because then we're just really blocking in my rook and my king is kind of suffocating. So we'll take our chances with this. So I was saying my queen is on a1 now because my opponent took and I took back. And in the long term, or in the short term, in the medium term, this queen can pressure on this long diagonal. And it's not like my opponent has like a giant pawn chain or whatever blocking this off, although there is a pawn on f6 and g7. But, like if you imagine I move here and I have something... Why did you do that? If you imagine that, like, at some point I have something more attacking here, like if I put a bishop here for defense and positional play, or if I put a bishop on b2 to improve the battery. Anyway, if you imagine I do this and this pawn can't just go to d4, then we have pressure here. And, there's potential sacrifices on f6. What is my opponent getting at, though? Not sure I understand. So what should I be doing? So my opponent is going to put a pawn here or here, I think. Is the idea. Yeah, maybe that's pretty strong. Maybe I underestimated this. So I can go pawn here, or how do I defend this? So if I go bishop here, pawn here, bishop takes, 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 that's okay, but then bishop here, pawn here. Ugh. This looks pretty dicey, actually. I'm not super happy with how I played this. Well, this isn't good either. Oh no, I didn't see that. What? How did that even happen? I think it will knight, like take one, make a knight. No, incorrect. I think we go here, because otherwise this is check. Oof. Alright, I think we're just busted, because rook here is mate. Yeah. Okay, good game, thank you. Guess being only medium good is a bit tough. Maybe we should call it a day. It's probably time to do some work. Well, we had some good fights. Leon 16-16. Okay, hopefully we should be able to win a few games. Got 2001 opponent, Leon 16-16. Hello. Yeah, it's interesting that the really high-rated guys, they really are playing like a different... They're playing like specific openings that counter my openings, and they get good positions, and they hurt me. So this was almost certainly quite a bad move. I think that was just a wasted... like my king is already castled, so what are you going to do? You're going to like spend like 3 or 4 moves getting your pawn over here? Seems unlikely. I don't know if this is actually sound still, but I mean, I still don't know. But like, my king seems fairly safe, although maybe I should be worried about bishop takes. I think I want to go here. This is a good defense. So I might need to feel some urgency in that if I don't make something happen, my opponent will just be up a bunch of material. Like, I guess a whole queen. Just like a clean whole, or a queen for a pawn. Let's see, what do we have? So if he takes, then knight at f3, pawn takes, knight takes. And we're forking the king and queen. It's getting dicey. Like, I want to go bishop here, check. But then, like, let's say like pawn here or pawn at f4, and the bishop is supporting it. So I can take that. Bishop takes. Drop a pawn here. Pawn takes, takes, takes. It's not, my opponent is not actually that vulnerable. And so doesn't really work. I'm going to take the opportunity to hopefully get a tempo, because I'm just getting my knight back into the attack, but also like I'm still threatening that same knight drop. Okay, I didn't really get a tempo, but what do we have here? Is this good? Let's try it. So my opponent is like about to get an attack, but I don't think the opponent has an attack at the exact moment. Like knight check, bishop takes. I mean, that's an attack for sure, but it's not a mating attack. And I may have a mating attack right now, although maybe possibly I don't. But like, if it's my move, I take the rook with and promote to a knight with check. And so okay, so I think here I can, well, all right, we're definitely going here because this gets this bishop. Well, so if I were to take here, that would just be mated, because then he would play knight. Like if this knight isn't here, if I just took the bishop, then knight at f6 check, and the knight is defended with the queen. So on the next move, wherever my king goes, then the queen at h7 would be mate. But this way, my bishop is still defending. So I'm not really safe, but I am... Oh, okay, he might have had something much better, which was pawn at h7 check. Then if I had taken with the knight, knight at g5 check, followed by queen at h7 would have been mate. So I would have had to go on king h8, and then, you know, queen takes, rook at 8. It would have been messy. Maybe I would be fine, but this way, okay, well, what's happening this way? So my hope is, yeah, okay, so now, oh, possibly I should have done that differently, but, I thought I was gonna, this is still not great. It's okay, but it's not great. Maybe he'll just like take this or something. This is called hope chess, but maybe. Thing is, if he takes the bishop, I don't know if I can take back, because, well, let's see. Well, he only has one knight in hand. So pawn check, king here, pawn check. No, maybe it's fine. Oh. So we are trading some pieces. We do still have some potential pressure, I think, on the king. Okay, I didn't know what to do. Okay, so knight here. I think we should win a queen, because this is check. Discovered check. Now I could just take the queen, but I want to put as much pressure as possible, as absolutely possible on my king, on my opponent's king. So I think I'd do this, and that way, in fact, I think I should probably go rook check, king here takes. It like loses a rook, but it maybe that's unnecessary. Wait a minute, takes. Maybe that's unnecessary, and I should do this. I don't know. Possibly I should have. See, I could have kept check. On the other hand, well, this is good anyway. So we're gonna queen to it. We're gonna promote to a knight, and now my opponent's dead. I'm pretty confident because there's just no pieces on the board. So my opponent has like a huge arsenal of pieces in hand, but if the pieces are not on the board, they're not defending the king, and they're not attacking my king. Although, of course, they are potentially attacking my king, but okay, so here's how we finish this. So we could do whatever, and we would probably be okay, but we're going to seal off this escape route first. He must block, and then we're going to... He must block, and then we're going to checkmate here. So I'm just going to play like the exact same that I played against Pacific Ocean. And I'm going to do better because for some reason Pacific Ocean just knows these mysterious, magical ways of playing that totally destroy my position when I do this normal thing. And I don't understand, but I guess I could study the opening, but I don't want to do that, so I won't. Haha. So what do we got going on? Let's see. Don't want to take that just yet. I want to get my rook in. Maybe rook a to d1, and then if we take, then the rook is attacking the queen. This is a bit forward for the queen when there's nothing concrete, but I think it's okay. Like, either of the ways to drop a knight right now and attack my queen, I can just take those. And yeah, there's not really a threat that I see, but I feel like this pawn, even with the bishop here defending, I feel that this pawn is potentially a weakness. I don't know if I should be playing this way, but the reason I'm doing this is that when I see my opponent put a knight here, I'm like, okay, so your knight is on the other side of the board from my king. Okay, so he ended up getting it back into the game. But I didn't see a reason to help my opponent get his knight back into the game once he's dropped it and used it up, got it out of his hand. So I'm looking at like ways of getting in, like knight here, knight here. We now sort of have this half-open file. It's not, I don't see it being that useful necessarily, but okay, bishop here. So we have a few options. We could sack, and this might be pretty strong. So simple option is just knight takes. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, how about knight check? King must go here because the pawn is pinned. Queen takes, check. King must take. So the king is here, the knight's here. And then here we play knight here, check. We don't have a diagonal in hand. All right, well, the simple thing is knight here, check. King here, knight takes bishop, takes. And then we have won a pawn. Okay, knight check. Well, we're going to go knight check anyway. Well, okay, knight check, king here. Queen takes, king here. Oh, then we have a pawn. We do have a pawn. We do have a diagonal. All right, let's do it. For the crowd. For the wolf. John, VR developer here. We have a chat on YouTube. VR developer here from a few matches ago. Nice to see you streaming Crazyhouse. Not every day you see that. Smiley face. And was very interesting to rewatch the games from your POV. Well, thanks, VR developer. Yeah, that was a fun match. I'm trying to remember if you won every game. I think you won every game. Not sure. Anyway, so yeah, if my opponent had gone back, then if my opponent had gone king back, then pawn at g7 would have been checkmate. So the opponent had to come up. We are not mating immediately. We are also potentially vulnerable because, like, my opponent has a knight and queen in hand, and etc. Mainly etc. But, of course, the opponent is in big trouble as well. Oh, I think that this is mate now. Oh, no. Okay, my opponent has cut off my knight. That's a good move. Takes, here. Okay, I might be letting this one slip a little bit. So the opponent's going to win the knight, but I'm going to put a pawn here. Maybe that's not good either. Oh, wait. I can... Oh, I didn't even see that. Well, let's take this. If I only had a bishop. Okay, let's go here. I think I'm not like getting mated immediately. My opponent can start checking me and stuff, but I got a lot of stuff around my king, so I think it's okay. Now, which check? Okay, so bishop check. Let's see. Okay, here, there. My position is very like creaky. There's a lot of pressure, and the boards of my position are creaking. But I don't see how my opponent kills me immediately. I'm worried. Okay, I guess I'm worried about queen takes, pawn takes, and then bishop here check. But then just king here. I don't want to do this because then... Okay, I can also take with the rook. Maybe that's best. So I was just taking with the rook so that this pawn on e3 is still here, preventing like checks from that direction. So my opponent can like do like pawn here check, but yeah. And of course now I have a queen in hand, so it was coming to all sorts of squares, looking for checkmate. So I think I'm gonna play just this game, maybe one more, and then call it a day and get to work, do some writing. So I'm actually, yeah, I mean, if we saw this once before. I'm actually like pretty happy to see the like if I kind of waste a move to induce this, like I'm sort like is like I could have just gone bishop d7, right? And then my opponent could have gone a3 if desired. But I'm actually happy to like give, if my opponent's like, can I have a free move to go h3? I'm like, yes, you may have a free move to go h3. And the reason is this. Now I can do this sacrificial attack. Oh, I think I played this against Leon. Was that in the first game? I forget. So I've shown you guys this several times, but the idea is just we're down a bunch of material and we're up a bunch of attack. The king is naked. We're playing football with the queen a little bit, and we're going to try to do some nasty stuff to the king. It's always very double-edged because, as Jan Lee, the Crazyhouse expert, would say, the opponent will have a residual advantage if we don't do a good job at attacking. Then the opponent will have a great big residual advantage with a whole bunch of pieces. Dang, that is a cool way of attacking h3 kingside. Yeah, I really like it because, yeah, the king is just so exposed. Okay, so he's looking at h6. This is actually, we got to respect this. I think we want to chop that bishop off. Otherwise, we're just going to start giving the opponent some too much attacking chances. He may even sack the... I don't think he can do that, but yeah, if queen takes, bishop takes, I have too many attacking chances. Like he doesn't get a chance to attack. So now what do we do here? So we could go bishop at f3 check. Pawn. I don't know if that's so good. Well, the obvious thing to do is bishop here. So let's do the obvious thing. And then what? Well, and then we have one bishop in hand. So if queen takes, we can drop it here. That's not necessarily that good, though. Like if bishop here, so he just like moves queen somewhere. How do I actually attack? So we do have the option of trading for... I think I'm actually going to put this bishop on partly as a way of defending. Just like get more stuff on this diagonal to look at the squares like f6 and g7. And now we can So I could like drop a knight here, for example. I'm a little worried about pawn here, knight takes. This might be bad. This might be a waste, but I just wanted to basically make him move. All right, I think we don't need so much extra defense, and it's worth it to. So now we have a pawn, and we can actually go pawn here, check, and if king takes, knight at f4 will win a queen, which will be very, very strong, of course, in this situation because it's dropping in here or similar. And if pawn here, king here, I can just take the rook. So if the opponent is looking for a defense, that's probably a good choice, although I can just take this. So maybe he'll go g2. And now what? So I can win a queen by knight takes this, and I will. So next move will probably be something like f2 or g3, pawn at f2 or pawn at g3. I guess I'm assuming he'll move his rook. And then pawn at g2. Or f2. So you can see this is a theme that comes up, especially in this sort of attack. The theme is the opponent has a ton of stuff in hand, but they do not get a chance to use it because we are the one who is attacking. So I think we should just have mate here. If king here, we take the rook with check. If king here, we take the rook with check with our knight. King here, and then rook at h1 is mate. I guess we go pawn here, check, and then if king here, this is mate, and this is mate. All right, let's do one more. Last game. This might be too many moves, but I think it's at least an okay maneuver. Now my knight is not on the queen side, but rather on the king side. Although it's true that my opponent could try to castle queen side now and make my knight look a little out of position. For some reason, knights are not such great defenders, really, I don't think. So I think we're on a very similar line as the previous game. It may be exactly the same. Like, it's still the case that the opponent can't really drop a knight to play football with my queen, and that is what my opponent did last game, I believe. What did I do? Did I go rook here? Oh, I think I went bishop here. We may as well just stay on the same line. I think my opponent took this, then I took back, and then the opponent went here. Okay, now we're different. Or is this different? Yeah, I think my opponent had gone here in the previous game. I maybe got my rook in. But in the previous game this worked well. So it should probably work well again. And what did we actually do? So I think we sacked, and then king, knight check, king came up. And then we dropped a pawn here. Well, isn't that good? So I could do a different thing. But why do something different if we won last game? I mean, I wonder if the difference will make a difference. I'm not sure. So last game we went here, I think. Unless we moved our pawn up. But this might not be sound. Oh, you know, here's a difference. The difference is now the bishop is able to take this pawn because the knight was not in the way. That's interesting. I don't know if it's bad here because, like, the bishop, I don't think this bishop can move away at all because if rook takes knight, well, he could try to defend, but if he just moves the bishop, rook takes knight, then, well, we might see it. I think this is just mate. Yeah, I think knight at, oh no, the bishop is defending. Oops. That's all right. Oh, he got me. So I cannot take this, of course, because queen at g2. And now queen at g1 leads to smothered mate. Ah, that's disappointing. That's a good, it was a good job by my opponent. I think we're going to end on a low note. Well, we got 3-1. And we maintained, or we almost maintained the prestigious 2100 rating. Got to get those rating points. Anyway, fun session of Crazyhouse. Thanks for everyone who tuned in. See you, we'll meet again some sunny day. Take care, everyone.